Welcome to Scone Baking Beyond. Hi, I'm Kathy, and I enjoy making scones, muffins, cookies, and all sorts of delicious baked goodies. Today, I'm going to show you how to make my strawberry rhubarb macarons, because I went to the farmer's market today where rhubarb is in season. These wonderful strawberry macarons are filled with a delicious rhubarb buttercream and strawberry jam. So, let's bake. The first thing we're going to do is make our rhubarb syrup. So I have here 2 cups of chopped up rhubarb. I cut it in about 1/2 inch pieces. I have 1/2 cup of sugar. I have 1/2 cup of water and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. I'm going to turn my burner on to medium-high heat. I'll bring this to a boil and then we'll let it simmer for about 5 minutes so that we break down this rhubarb, gets nice and cooked up, and then we'll strain it. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and you can see all this rhubarb has been nicely cooked down. It's soft. It's pretty much been broken down. So what we're going to do is turn off the heat and we're going to put it through a fine sieve and just keep the liquid part and not the solids. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these solids aside. What you can use these solids for is a rhubarb coulis or a rhubarb chutney, or you can add these solids to a rhubarb strawberry pie. But right now I just want the liquid. And while that's draining, I'm going to clean out my pot and get it ready to add the liquid back into it. Okay, I cleaned out my pot. I got all the clear liquid out of my rhubarb. I'm going to add our syrup back into our pot. There we go. And I'm going to cook this on medium-low heat until it gets reduced down to about 1/4 cup. Okay, we've been simmering until it's reduced down to about 1/4 cup. I'm going to turn off the heat and I'm going to pour it in my little cup here. Here we go. Oh. This syrup is so good. We're going to use this syrup in our buttercream, but you can use rhubarb syrup in pancakes and waffles. This is good. So I'm going to set this aside, let it cool down, and then we'll add it to our buttercream. When it comes to making macarons, it's important that you measure your ingredients by weight instead of by volume. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk together 150 grams of powdered sugar, 124 grams of almond flour, and because these are strawberry macarons, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of strawberry powder. Now, how you make strawberry powder is that you take freeze-dried strawberries, put them in your food processor, and process them into a powder. So that's 1 tablespoon of freeze-dried strawberries powder. I'm going to whisk this together. And then we want to put this through a sieve. So I have here a bowl and my sieve, and I'm going to add a little bit at a time, and I do need a spoon for that. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit at a time and put all this through the sieve to get out any lumps that might be in our powdered sugar or almond flour or strawberry powder. If you have some little pieces left in there that didn't make it through, that's okay. We're going to just toss those out, and if they're less than a tablespoon. Okay, it's time to make our meringue now. So I have here 100 grams of egg whites at room temperature. Now when you're measuring your egg whites, and it's about 3 eggs, and when you put 3 eggs in there, if it doesn't quite come up to 100 grams, you can add a little bit of room temperature water to make that 100 grams. But I do have 100 grams of room temperature egg whites. And I'm going to put this on high until it gets a little frothy, and then I'm going to add some cream of tartar. Okay, it's getting frothy, so it's time to add our cream of tartar. And this is 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now I'm going to put this back on high until I start seeing trails in my frothy egg whites. Okay, our egg whites are leaving a trail, so it's time to add our 66 grams of caster sugar or ultrafine sugar. We're going to add this in slowly as I have it on high speed. We're going to keep on whipping this on high speed until we get to stiff peaks. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Get this turned around here. There we go. We pull it out. There we are. We have a stiff peak. It stays up, it doesn't droop over. And if I turn this upside down, nothing comes out. I'll put this back on. And because we are making strawberry macarons, we need to make it a little pink red color. So I'm going to put in 4 drops of food coloring gel, red food coloring gel. 2, 3, 4. And you can make this as light or as dark as you want. I think 4 is about right for me. We're going to turn this back on high until our faux meringue has a nice pretty pink color. There we go. That'll work. I'm going to get this turned around. There we go. So we have a nice pretty pink meringue. Now you can make this darker if you like, or lighter if you like. That's up to you. Again, see our peaks are nice and stiff. They don't droop over. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients, our powdered sugar, almond, strawberry powder mixture. We're going to add about 1/3 at a time, and we're going to fold that in carefully so we do not deflate our meringue. There we go. So when you're folding, it's up and over. Give your bowl a little turn, up and over. Give it a little turn, up and over. And now that our dry ingredients are incorporated, now we want to keep on folding this until it gets nice kind of what they call lava stage. It's just going to flow off of my spatula here. So now, as you can see, I can flow it off. It'll flow into a figure 8. There we go. So now what we're going to do, I have my piping bag here. I have a 16-inch piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can use a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and just cut a 1/2-inch hole in the corner. But I have a 16-inch piping bag with a number 1A tip on it. And I always crimp the tip up so that my batter doesn't start flowing through that tip. And I also pull this back because I tend to make a little bit of a mess as I pour this in here. Bring that up, just set that off to the side, put that off to the side. Now I have my baking sheets. I've lined them with parchment paper and also made a template because I want all my macarons to be the same size. So I made a template on the computer. They're just 1.5-inch circles and they're about 2 inches apart. I did it on the computer, printed it out, and then taped it all together, and that's my template. So I'm going to put my template underneath my parchment paper. There we go. I'm going to take my batter here, put that off to the side. So when you pipe this, there we go. What you want to do is you want to go right in the middle. You press until you hit your template, and then you make a little swirl and bring it up. And now for the last one, you press, you stop pressing, you bring it up and give it a little twist. Put that away for right now. So now we want to get all the air bubbles out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap this on the counter. And the other thing is I got to get that template out because I don't want to bake that. Pull that out and use it on my next baking sheet. We're going to let these sit here and dry, and that takes about 15 to 60 minutes until they're dry to the touch. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, and let's check them. And yes, I can touch them, and they're dry to the touch, so it's time to put them in the oven. I preheated my oven to 320 degrees, and I'm going to cook these for about 14 to 16 minutes. Okay, it's been 16 minutes, and our cookies are finished. So the first thing I want to do is take them off this hot baking sheet so that the bottoms of the cookies don't cook any more than they already have. So I want to slide these right off. Now, how do you know your macarons are completely cooked is that when you go to wiggle the cookie top, it doesn't wiggle separate from the cookie bottom. And you always want to err on the side of overcooked rather than undercooked. We're going to let these cool completely, and then it's time to make the buttercream. While our macarons are cooling, it's time to get the rhubarb buttercream going. So I have my mixer here with a paddle on it. I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature. I have 1/4 cup of cream cheese that's also at room temperature. I'm going to beat this until it's light and fluffy. Okay, it's light and fluffy now. So now we're going to add the powdered sugar. And I have here 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. Add that in there. Now I'm going to start this on very low because I don't want to get the powdered sugar everywhere. So I'm going to start on low. And once I get the powdered sugar combined in there, then I'm going to bring it back up to about medium speed until it's light and fluffy. Okay, it's light and fluffy. So now it's time to add in our rhubarb syrup we made earlier. And this is 1/4 cup of rhubarb syrup, which I'm going to add in there. And if you have any extra rhubarb syrup left over, you can always use it for your pancakes, waffles, French toast. It's really good. So I'm going to put that back on kind of medium. Start off slow so I don't get it everywhere. And just get that beat in. There we are. So you can see what color we have here. Now, if you want your rhubarb buttercream to be a little darker, which I'm going to make mine, I can add a couple drops of food coloring and just add however much you want. And this is red food coloring gel. I always use gel instead of the liquid food coloring. So here we are. See if we can make this a little redder. Okay, that looks good. There, it's a nice color. Get that all mixed up. Get this off of here. Okay, I have here a 12-inch piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can just use a quart-size Ziploc and cut a 1/4-inch hole in the corner. So I have a 12-inch piping bag with a number 12 tip. So I'm going to put that in my glass here. And I always crimp the tip so that the whatever I'm putting in the piping bag doesn't start going out. So, and I always pull this over. So again, just kind of show you the color we have here. There we go. Make sure to get everything nicely mixed up so that we don't have a streaking buttercream. There we go. Put that in there. There. Put that aside until it's time to fill our macarons. The cookies have cooled, and what I did was I matched up the sizes. So I have a bottom and a top together. I have my rhubarb buttercream here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle around each one of these because I'm going to put a little strawberry jam in the middle. For the last one. There we go. And now for the little strawberry jam surprise inside. So what I did was I have strawberry jam. I put it in a quart-size Ziploc baggie. I cut about a 1/2 inch hole, depending upon how much strawberries are still in this jam as to how big a hole to cut there. So anyway, I'm just going to put a little dollop in each one of these. That off to the side. And now what we're going to do is just put the top on the bottom and bring that buttercream out to the edges. And the last one here. There we are. Now these need to go in the refrigerator for at least 24 hours so that the buttercream can set up, and also the rhubarb buttercream and the strawberry jam will soak into the macaron itself and add a little more flavor to the macaron. So we're going to let these sit in the refrigerator, but I'm going to try one now because I just can't wait. So I think I'll try this one. Let's see how it is. Nice crispy on the outside, soft in the inside. You get that wonderful rhubarb buttercream and then that wonderful strawberry jam in the middle. These just kind of melt in your mouth. They are so delicious. If you want the complete recipe, please go to my website, sconebaking.com. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for future videos. Thank you for watching.